The Twin Valley Locker Room Show brings you again inside Clay Center Tiger football. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show. It's powered by Pulse Internet. All your devices, one superior connection. And this guy's made a lot of connections with offensive players this year. Number 66 coming through the middle, Jake Wynn. That's not a guy I want to meet if I've got the football in my hands, I can tell you that much. Jake, let's talk about week one district for you guys. You had a couple of games that got away from you, very tough opponents, Abilene and Marysville. Then you come back home to open up district play against a team I guess most people expected you to beat. Sometimes it's hard to come out and really execute. You were banged up. You had some different combinations. You came right out and took care of business. How much fun was Friday night?
Oh, it was really fun. I mean, Coach Rice, he always just talks about battling through adversity, and that's what we had to do, and we did, 47-0.
You know, 66 has had a whole lot of fun playing defense this year from that Mike position, but I have to imagine as a unit, you guys couldn't have had much more fun than you had on Friday night. It was a defensive player's dream come true, right?
Yeah, it was. A couple fumbles. Zeb had a couple long runs, but couldn't punch any of them in.
Okay, who was more disappointed? Zeb for not getting the touchdown credited to him, or whoever got the penalty against him behind him?
Well, I think it was Zeb, but Zeb, he let Riley hear about it quite a bit.
Oh, that was great stuff, though. You guys were able to pin yours back and just go get them against the Chapman Irish. And then your offense does the work as well. I keep talking about defense. We also see this guy on the offensive line, IHOP 2.0, by the way, we've been told. You guys really had things working on Friday as well.
Yeah, we just came out and executed well and just played all around good.
It was a great game, and all units, special teams scored, defense scored, offense scored, through the air, on the ground, really good stuff. Now you turn your attention to Rock Creek this week, and what are the things that you and the coaches are really looking at with the Mustangs coming in?
It's just getting our reads right, because their offense is there's just misdirection, and you just really got to watch your reads, and if you watch your reads, you'll be good. But
it's funky is what their offense is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The reads are important, so as a linebacker, it's got to be the guy that's making sure everybody else is kind of lined up, right?
Yep. You just got to make sure everyone's in the right position so they can go and do their thing on defense.
Well, I expect another fun night at the Den. Now, coaches asked the guys to bring a prop in, so I asked Jake, I said, so what's the prop? He said a hammer, and I said, I won't even ask till we get you on camera. So, okay, he's brought a hammer in. Tell me about this thing.
All right, well, I brought a hammer because our team, our senior class has not always been the biggest guys out there, but we'll just beat on you until you break, and that's how we win football games.
Keep chiseling away, right?
Yep.
I love it. That's a great prop, and they have hammered, and they haven't always gotten through, but they've gotten closer and closer now on a real roll coming off the win against Chapman. So you keep hammering them, okay?
All right, I will do.
All right, I've got a thing called Tiger Talk. Have you seen the guys work with this before? All right, 3 questions. Could be about anything. This past weekend, the top box office movie was called The Accountant. It stars Ben Affleck. All right. Which Clay Center Tiger would you say has the best accounting skills or best at calculating things?
Probably Adam Ebert. He's just got away with numbers. He's a smart kid.
And I've been told you don't want to have a debate with him either, right?
I'll debate Adam.
I'll win. You won't give up?
No.
Very, very good. I like that. Favorite kind of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Very good. And when not wearing a Tiger football uniform, particularly a helmet, would we see you in A, a ball cap, B, a cowboy hat, C, a stocking cap, or D, a do-rag or bandana?
I mean, I like my headbands, but I'll probably have to go with my Dallas Cowboys hat.
The Dallas Cowboys hat. I should have thrown in maybe headgear for wrestling, right? That'll be next, though.
Yep, that'll be next.
Very good. Jake Wynn, 66. Look for him out there on both sides of the football. Go get him Friday.
Thank you.
The Twin Valley Locker Room Show will continue next. Back on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show, again joined by Coach Todd Rice. Clay Center Tigers coming off of a terrific performance Friday night. Now, I asked Jake this. It's sometimes tough to go in and perform and execute against a team that's struggling, against a team that everyone said, well, this is a game the Tigers should win.
Yeah.
How pleasing was it to see your guys come out and do just that?
Really good. I mean, we looked like a team that was pretty hungry and pretty focused. And, Chapman, they could be a scary team. And, they compete well in all sports, boys and girls wise, against us the last few years. So it was really important for our guys to be ready to go. And I think you saw that early.
And with some guys in different positions, guys not dressed. I mean, it was kind of a weird night in all those aspects, which makes it even more fun to see your guys go out and just take care of business.
It does. It's a next man up mentality that a lot of programs talk about. And, it's fun to see other guys come in and contribute offensively and defensively. And then along with that, some of the guys, the mainstays, elevating their game, knowing that they had to really get some things done. So it all kind of mixed together pretty well.
Before we talk more about Chapman and about the week ahead, let's kind of look at the walking wounded for the Tigers. I mean, you were banged up last week. You came out of the game still a little dinged up in maybe some new areas. Where are you guys at?
I think pretty decent. Hopefully we get everybody back and at least have them available this week. And everybody's kind of in that boat this time of year. And, that's the thing about football a lot of people don't realize. You may go week to week and not know for sure who you have. And, it kind of adds a little strange twist to it sometimes. But, it's part of the game, and our guys have handled it pretty well.
And it's part of what this team, I think you could say, is about. You've talked about the unity, and next man up is one thing, but for that next man to be ready, that's another thing.
It is, and, I think, again, a tribute to our system, offensively, that all players are practicing together, doing the same details, and then defensively with guys. I was really pleased with our seniors and upperclassmen on how they embraced guys. Again, just kind of that team family mentality, and it wasn't worried about somebody else doing well, but it was helping them to do well.
Defense got to pin their ears back. They had to have fun out there on Friday night to just go after the quarterback. I want to talk about Zeb Bloom twice getting to the end zone, then not getting to the end zone. Defensive ends don't get a chance to scoop and score very often. Twice in one game is pretty amazing.
It is, and we work on scoop and score in practice. Evidently, we need to work on finishing across the line. But it was fun. I mean, that's anybody's dream on defense to get a defensive score.
With that said, you guys did score on defense. Riley Griggs, you scored on the ground. You scored through the air. You scored off of special teams. Right. All aspects kicking.
Yeah, and, even the first play when they had to punt and the punter downed himself, that's the same as a turnover and just a big momentum play. And then a sign of a good football team, then we got on them and took advantage of their mistakes.
Cade Wallace has had a great year throwing the football. Peyton Lane comes in, though, and throws two on the money that didn't get caught. I'm not pointing any names out. They've probably beat themselves up enough about this. But then he throws another one really nicely that Wyatt Alexander comes up with, a terrific catch.
He did. I mean, he was pinned back against the sideline and the pylon and had a cornerback right in front of him as well. And so the distraction drill would come into play there. And I guess our receiver coach must be doing some really good work with those guys. But that was a real exciting play for Wyatt.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Tigers now take on the Rock Creek Mustangs. As Jake was saying, he tried to look for the words, and I went out and called it. It's weird. I mean, their offense does a lot of funky stuff. And he said the reads are going to be the most important defensively.
Yeah, they are. It takes a lot of discipline. With them polling and their blocking schemes, and you watch on film and defenses are moving with the backfield motion and those things, and you go back and watch us last year play them, and so we're just really working on the discipline that it's going to take, the physicality up there on that front line. It's generally one of the most physical games for our defensive line, and so as you watch that, you got to appreciate that. There's probably 2 or 3 guys in there that are not going to see much of the game.
And it's a Rock Creek team that has one win. So everybody's looking, there's another cakewalk for the Tigers. You throw that out, and we say that all the time, but with a team like Rock Creek, they do some kind of different things. I thought Jake's hammer was a great analogy for this team. You guys aren't the biggest, and you talked about the physicality up front, but your guys are going to keep hammering away. You know that.
And they are. They're just going to fight through and play through, and, you play to the ability of your talent. Good teams try to play above their talent, and then at some point you try to outwill people that you play, and I think that's real important for us with that mentality. Rock Creek averages over 20 points a game. They've scored 26. on Rossville and Silver Lake. They're 1-6, but they don't look like a 1-6 team, when you watch them. And, it's going to be a dogfight because I think there's a lot of similarities, and it's kind of one of those games you roll your sleeves up and get after it.
It's the kind of game the Tigers are pretty darn good at, I think. Let's go to Tiger Talk. The top movie at the box office this past weekend was Ben Affleck's The Accountant. Which Clay Center Tiger has the most accounting skills or is the best at calculating?
I know a lot of guys that are not the best. I think Jake hit it with Adam. I think it would be pretty good.
Yeah. He's the guy to go to then?
I think so.
Okay, very good. Number 2. I've asked you this before, but favorite kind of ice cream?
I'll say Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Great answer. And when not wearing a Tiger football sideline outfit, ball cap or whatever, what will we find you most commonly in, away from football? A ball cap, B, a cowboy hat, C, a stocking cap, or D, a do-rag or bandana?
That do-rag bandana would be nice, but probably just a stocking cap.
Out on your Harley?
Yeah, I'll get one of those and, a few others, so, yeah.
Perfect. Coach, go get them again this Friday. It's been a great start to districts this far.
All right, thanks a lot.
Twin Valley Locker Room Show with Clay Center Tiger Football.